Okay, so today is day 11 of my 12-day juice fast, chronicling it and talking about it. And I just watched a really great juice fast vlog. I Googled juice fast on YouTube, and I found a fellow named Christian Evans, and he was on 101, the 101st day of his juice fast, and I really liked the way he did his video. He kind of went through his day. He chronicled when he got up, when he was driving to work, when he went to exercise later in the day, and then he edited. I've never really edited a video like this together. So I thought today I would do that. I would start out in the morning and just go through the day, because I like to sort of do this when I have an idea of how the day actually went. But I'll start out early and we'll see how it goes. So last night we left our heroin. We were having a party, small party. We watched a really terrible movie called Earth versus the Spider, and I'd already seen it. It's like not only was it terrible, but I'd already seen it. But I just love to get together with Gary and his friend Tim. They're great people, and the thing is, they brought over chips, salsa, and guacamole. Okay, and Tim had 2 bags of chips that he opened. And what did I had? I had a Bloody Mary mix, my fresh pressed Bloody Mary with all my spices. I started out with a cup of black tea with lemon and sugar, okay, because I was splurging. It was Saturday night, going uptown. And then I had a hot chocolate just to kind of get me through the movie and through, just sitting there with the chips and, anyway, it was just a little trying. So then Tim and Gary left, and before Gary left, he kind of, was looking at me like, I was, I don't know, maybe I was taking the juice fast too far. And he says, take care of yourself. And I'm like, it's not the reaction I wanted. So sitting there afterwards, and I had a bag of, what is the name of those chips? Salt and vinegar chips, the really thick wrinkle cut, crinkle cut, whatever it is. And I had a party before the juice fast on the 4 days when I was eating, and I had just a little bit of chips left back in this bag, kettle chips, that's what it is, this blue bag. And I rolled them up and put them on top of the fridge. And I had a feeling when I left them there, as opposed to throwing them to the birds, that before I was finished, I would have eaten them. And okay, you know the end of this story. I grabbed the bag down from the top of the refrigerator, and there were probably, 4 small handfuls of these salt and vinegar, thick cut, potato chips, which is like one of my favorite foods on the entire earth. Something about that salt and vinegar with the, nice greasy chips. Ooh. And when you've been fasting, the other thing I know is that if you just taste this, it's like the best food that you have ever tasted. And I just said to myself, don't torture yourself. Just, you want them, you watch people eating chips all night, just go and finish the damn couple of handfuls off. And I savored every morsel, every mouthful, and it was really good. And then, Tim had this bowl that I had where he had his corn chips or whatever they are, and there were just a few crumbs at the bottom, and I, got them up for the flavor, But, the upshot is, okay, I did that, and whatever. But, when you restrain and restrict and you don't really eat meals, your appreciation for food is ratcheted way up or way back, however you want to look at it, so that your palate really changes and you are thrilled with the idea of like a salad, a really great salad with some nice light dressing, maybe some chickpeas in it. That becomes the ultimate in um, enjoyment, satisfaction, desirability. And so this is the good thing about it, you know. The other thing that I got from Christian Evans' video is that he just does liquids. He does soups, he does like a bone broth even. And that really is the trick of the diet, is the liquid part of it. And Joe Cross talks about that. It's the body is tricked by not having any fiber and not digesting, so that it goes into kind of a starvation mode and starts to use its stores, you know, because it thinks it's not getting anything. And it's not really, but it's getting a lot of nutrition. But one of the things he did when he first started out on his day was he had a bottle of water, and he said, I'm going to drink 8 of these bottles of water. And I had talked yesterday, maybe the day before, about how I'm not real big on drinking water. But I did have all these bottles of water from the party. I got, 24 bottles of, I don't usually get plastic bottles, but for the party I wanted to have one ice for people. So, and they were left over because nobody really drank the water. So I went, while I was watching his video, and I grabbed a bottle and I drank it down, and it was fine. And then I filled it up, and I'm going to try to drink 8 glasses a day. And my new goal, I got a new goal here, and that's from watching these Juice Fast blogs. You get a lot of information, a lot of inspiration. When you listen to what other people are doing and you watch other people, it's, you know, gives you little nuances and little tips and encouragement. So I filled up my bottle. I'm going to try to do 8 bottles, and that's like a pint, 15 ounces a day now till, you know, I get out on vacation. And it will hydrate me. I went to Mass this morning, and they were this woman, the nurse for the church, got up at the end and was enlisting people to sign up for the Count Your Steps contest. Get people healthy and moving. And she said, and you also record the water that you drink. She said that drinking water is as important as moving. Who knew, right? And who wants to know? But so, you know, that's good. That's a good thing. And let's see, what else? I got up, I had some juice. I had some black tea again with lemon and sugar. So, you know, I'm not like being real pure right now. But I did get ingredients at Walmart for more Bloody Mary mix, more carrots. And I'm going to finish off, you know, strong really, with juicing. You know, I've had these little fails around the edges, but I am getting a lot of juice, and now I'm adding water, which is great. So that is kind of where I'm at. I was at Mass today, and one of the things I was thinking about was that, you know, you kneel a lot in the Catholic Church on these pews, these little kneeling things they have. And when I was a child, kneeling for me was challenging because it's the way I'm built. I have kind of like a sway back, and I have to stand very erect, you know, and really engage the muscles of my leg, or it's just a little uncomfortable. But I did notice that having taken the weight off, I had much more ready access to my muscles, you know, and that it was much more comfortable. And an awareness that even though I look a little gaunt, I feel my body feels better. I think it actually feels relieved that the fat is gone and that we're just dealing with muscle and skeleton and a little fat, right? But it's just, I'm able to stand straighter. And I'm also going to recommit to yoga, because that's where I think the improvement will lie for me. Stretching, strengthening, mostly stretching, and getting the muscles elongated and toned, so that, you know, the main thing is just be comfortable in your body. You know, I talked about remodeling my house, which is what I consider this to be. And I'm hoping that more people will in the future consider remodeling their bodies And because this is where we really live. Our houses, keeps us from the snow, the rain, gives us privacy, comfort, convenience. But our real houses are our bodies. And, it's important. That's where we first live. It's our first experience. It is the canvas on which our lives are painted, in which we experience our lives. It's the instrument with which we experience life. And to have a comfortable, streamlined, efficient, happy home, that's my goal. And I just love all the information that we have, all the resources, all the food, the juice that we have at our fingertips to, live up to our, highest potential in terms of our enjoyment of life and this life that God has given us. And I'm going to sign off now, and then I'll sign back in as maybe after I go to the rec center today, and then I'll try to compile these and do little editing and edit the whole day as it unfolds.